Hey guys, my name is Russell, and you're watching Push the Wall. Merry Christmas! Oh, baby! Okay, how do I shoot these things? L. L? What's L? Is that L? Okay. Ooh, baby! There we go. At the time, I might have been, I'm trying to think, about 12 or like 13 on YouTube. It was a great time because, I mean, you know, the whole monetization thing wasn't like a thing yet. So yeah, for a 13-year-old kid, it was more so just like, you guys remember those like embarrassing videos or like crazy wipeouts or like, you know, the Crazy Frog parody with the two kids dancing to Crazy Frog. Have y'all seen that? It was literally just a free-for-all on the internet. Just a bunch of like content just sitting there. And then about like, probably like probably midway through 13, I was like, why don't I just make videos? And I started making videos, and then that drew me to YouTube even more, just wanting to be on it, pretty much. When I think about my childhood and music, I think more so like my mom loved Madonna. Madonna was like huge with my mom. My mom loved Madonna. Like they used to call my mom Material Girl back home in the Philippines because that's all she listened to. She loved Madonna. She loved like just anything to do with like glitz and glam. So a lot, you can only imagine the just kind of like Cyndi Lauper, like stuff like that, just like the glammy kind of, you know, uppy 80s aesthetic that my mom loved in that music. My mom actually named me after the lead singer of Air Supply. His name was Russell Hitchcock, so more music history. I'm trying to think because there was so many things. Like when I was like a little kid, I just knew I was gonna be famous for something. I was like, I'm gonna be famous. Like, did I get first place? Oh, suck my dick, sick. Next race. I'm trying to think because, yeah, I always knew I was gonna be famous. There was just something about it. Like, I'm going to be something, I don't know. And I think what really got me into it was my mom had got me the Eminem show. Incredible album. I must have been like 8 or 9 at the time. So what drew me to it the most was like Eminem was just swearing so much on it. And I thought swearing was like sick. Like I loved swearing. I loved saying fuck as like a little kid. And I just thought that was cool. Like to get a reaction out of somebody, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna say fuck all the time. And Eminem just always said fuck. So I was like, I'm gonna go with this guy. He's sick. And then I think it was Without Me, I learned word for word. And I knew I had rhythm. So I kind of just always like was into rapping along with songs. And then 13, again, finding YouTube and finding technology, like even just like recording my songs on like $1 microphone, I just kind of got into the groove and I wanted to mimic Eminem all I could. I just like mimicked like the way I am, like all his cadences and all that stuff and like his angry rap. I just was like, yo, I want to like rap like that. So I made my own raps where I just like was a potty mouth. And yeah, that's how I got into it. I feel Brampton just gets his bad rep out of, you know, I mean, the people that have lived there are the people that talk the most shit about it to me. Like, you know, it's the people, it's almost like some self-hate shit where kids don't want to admit that they're from there. I feel like if people actually admitted that they were from there and proud to say it, it'd kind of have a little less of a bad, you know, connotation to it per se. But I don't see anything really bad with the city. It is boring as hell to live there. I'll tell you that much. Like I spent my childhood living there. I love it. It's a great city. It's so beautiful. But yeah, to like the average kid that wants to, you know, have something happen every weekend. Yeah, okay, it's going to be boring. I didn't want to kind of be in the space of like, of YouTube rapper my whole life, mainly because I knew that I was capable of so many other things, you know? I knew I was capable of being or just like an entertainment entity, just something that was like so well-rounded. So I just looked into, you know, how I can excel my career. And one of those things was a name change because D-Pride or like Pride just didn't sound like it rolled off the tongue as much as Russell does. And Russell always just sounded like the straight up name, like I just told, hey, what's your name? It was Russell. And when I said like D-Pride, people said deep fried, or they would make a funny joke to me. Or when I said Pride, they would think I was saying like fry or like pry. Oh, I got first place again. I'm so good at this. I felt like I needed change for myself. And in that, you know, dealing with the word of self, I learned to kind of be myself, and I slipped into being myself, and I'm actually really happy. Like, I think this is, of course, a lot of people are like, oh, you're gonna change your name again, but I think this is my last name change. I think I'm good here, Russell is it's nice and straight up, Oh man! Oh no, you guys maybe get seventh on that one. So YTV. I mean, so at the time, I'm gonna tell a crazy backstory because I know a lot of people are gonna want to know this. Long story short, I wrote a song off a whim with one of my friends on a ukulele, and I loved writing pop music, and I still do. Like, it's kind of like a little burning passion of mine to still write pop music. I want to get one on the charts one day. But I wanted to write a song for Justin Bieber. And I wrote this ukulele song, but I kind of liked it myself. And at the time, my manager was like, "Hey, it's a great fucking song. I think you should go all the way with it." So I went all the way with it, and it ended up being a bigger song than, we all intended it to be. It ended up being one of my biggest songs, which is funny, and I like to joke about that from time to time. But it came time to perform something for the Zone, and I had a record deal in which, I had to do my little press run, and one of my press run visits was the Zone, funny enough, and it was a show I watched. It was literally that after school reminiscent, oh my God, I need to do this one. I can't not do this. And I performed Bottom Dollar on there. That was the song, basically. And it was cool. I mean, looking back at it now at 26, I don't think I would have ever wanted to be there at any other era of my life. I think my music suited that era. I was quite poppy. I was quite for the kids. It was something clean, and it was a good memory for me to kind of look back at and be like, hey, that was a childhood thing I wanted to do. I wanted to be on the Zone. I couldn't get on the Zone with face tats now. But I did it while I was a clean rapper, and it was a great experience. Shout out Carlos too, amazing guy. Still checks in with me till this day. And still really one for the community. Super cool guy. Shout out Carlos. I think a lot of my generation would definitely agree that SpongeBob is it's just a whole vibe when it comes to humor and, being able to be universal with everybody. Kids love SpongeBob. I still watch SpongeBob, if we're being honest. So SpongeBob is definitely one of them. Dexter's Laboratory was sick. I love Dexter's Laboratory. Bobby's World. I don't know if y'all know about Bobby's World like that. But Bobby's World was sick. Hey Arnold was sick. It has so many Hey Arnold just was a show of such great morality. Great show nonetheless. But yeah, those are some of my favorites in the cartoon realm. The video for one is a classic. It's for the books. Smiley Boy production, a Richvale production. And we worked on it, and it was just kind of that whole song is just an experience in itself, just from the developmental process too. Cher produced it, and I ended up just asking him for a beat pack one night because I bought a laptop, and it was my first laptop with Pro Tools and all this shit, where I wasn't going super makeshift and just trying to get a cheap thing. I actually got a good laptop with a good setup, and I was like, man, Rancher, you got to send me beats, man. You got to send me beats. And he sent me this one beat, and it was literally called Headtop. And literally the moment it turned on, the first 15 seconds, I already had the hook. And it just kind of brought back the essence of my rap style. I think I hadn't rapped like that in a minute. I hadn't made it a rap song that easy in a minute. I used to overthink a lot of my rap songs, but it was a super careless rap song I made. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm really happy with how the video turned out. And in the video, we tributed In the Club, which is another, that was one of the first music videos I saw as a kid that I was wow, this is rap to me. This is hip hop. I want to be strong. I want to be macho. I want to have all the girls like me. I want to be in the club with all my dudes rolling 20 deep. It was just kind of that thing where I kind of wanted, after I saw that video, I wanted to be a rapper. And what better than to, kind of reinvent myself with that video. So it was cool kind of paying homage to Philip Atwell. He was the director of the video. Yeah, Headtop is just, that whole experience of a record is great. Check that out, for all the viewers watching. Check that out. I moved to a new apartment in January. And you live alone and you start adulting for the first time, especially when you live alone, you start spending a lot of time on your own. I had always had roommates. I had always had, a family live with me. I had always had friends around me. And I think I had kind of had to get into the groove of just being alone with my thoughts. And a lot of being alone with my thoughts kind of came with, how would I say it? I guess I was just reconnecting with a lot of things in my past. And that's where the boy comes from. The reconnection of like man to, you know what I mean? Like boy to man, trying to figure out why you act the way you do now, and then look kind of at your past behavior. And a lot of it was reflection. So that's kind of like, boy lonely is kind of just reflection. Like, I'm a boy, but why am I lonely now? Let me figure that out. So yeah, boy being boy and lonely being man kind of goes together with what's going on in my life right now. So I actually do have a release date for Boy Lonely, but I'm keeping it super under wraps until then. It'll creep up on people, but what I will say is 2020. Top of 2020. I'll start off with Agent Honeydew from Dexter's Lab. If you look her up, she was fine. She was so fine. She would roll around with this monkey, and I always wanted to be the monkey. But she was fine. There's her. Lois, I always had a liking to Lois Griffin. I always had a liking to her. Like, Seth MacFarlane sexualized the shit out of her at certain times. So you couldn't blame me for being a kid and liking Lois Griffin. And on top of that, I like Marge Simpson. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of my favorite Playboy issues, too, was the Marge Simpson issue. She was on Playboy, and she killed it. Like, whoever drew that killed it. So shout out those. Those are my crushes. They hit me up, and they said they liked how I look and I should come in for an audition. So I'm like, okay. And 30 minutes before the audition, I spoke the lines into my voice recorder, said the lines that I was supposed to like respond to on it. And I just hung out at a Tim Hortons like 30 minutes before my audition. I spoke into the mic and I just kept doing it. I just kept on responding to it. Then when I walked in, I was like, okay, I've done theater, so I'm just gonna yell. So I yelled, and I got the part. And a couple months later, we started filming. I got shot in the movie, which was sick. I always wanted to die in a movie. That's like, bucket list, die in a movie. I was like literally top of my bucket list. So I got that. It was sick. And somebody shot me in the head, which is super cool. Like, I didn't die from like, oh, I got shot. I got like the instant blow to the face, which is cool. So out of that whole experience, I just knew that I can act, and there might be some future roles that I get into, so watch out for that. I would say majority of them have put up with me for so many years, and all my transformation and almost all my trials and tribulations as a person. So I always try my best to not disappoint them, but also know that whatever I do put out, they will support. So I should never take them for granted, and I never want to. Like, I never want to take my fan base for granted. They respond to everything. Like, I put out one tweet, they're on it. I put out one little picture of my cat, they're on it. So, I mean, I'm blessed. I'm just like out of here with the love, That's why I figure like crutches a lot of my career. My fans, like they really, really put it in their work to like really show me that they appreciate me every drop. So shout out to the fans. My dream festival would be my own, actually. I'm thinking of this thing called Carnival, and it's a daydream of mine. I would hold it in Brampton, preferably Gage Park. Or not Gage Park, sorry, not Gage Park, I'm sorry. I would do it in Chinguacousy Park. I would actually service the entire park to be like my own thing. So like I would turn the skate park into like a cool free-for-all like skate thing, and like kids can go there and win free Vail gear, and like all the prizes would be like plush 8-balls and like plush cherries, stuff like that. And like you could buy merch anywhere. And like I would have food trucks set up by like a lot of my homies. Like a lot of my homies make food. All the food trucks like my favorite shit. So like you go there and you get like turkey burgers and sundaes that I would eat. You know what I mean? And or you could get them how you want, but of course each menu would be catered to like how I would eat things. And like on top of all that, I would have like my own festival, but I would have like my favorite rappers headline each year. So like one year I would get G-Unit, and the next year I get Dipset to do like a reunion. 3 6 Mafia, I would want to play at my festival like so bad. Like one of my like I go to bed some nights and I'm like, oh, like Juicy's gonna play Slava My Knob at Carnival. Like I'm gonna be on stage with all my friends and Juicy's gonna drop Slava My Knob. And like it's gonna be a fucking moment. Like I already told myself it's gonna happen. So there's that, and then I wanna have like roller coasters and shit, all that fun stuff. And at the middle I kinda wanna like have like, there's like a garden in Gage Park, and I kind of want to like rename the garden just for a night and have it for my mom and call it like the Fleur-de-Lis Garden, where like everybody can go and like it's like a candlelight vigil and they can like all go like, you know, pray for their loved ones and stuff. So like I have all that written down. Like I'm gonna do all that. Like I promise myself I'll do all of it and have it be like Brampton's first major hip hop festival. That's kind of like in my 6 to 7 year plan. Like make my own festival, Carnival, one day. Anything else I like the people to know? Well, I have like a bunch of creative friends, and I kind of actually want to put them on camera, just like say what up to the people for a bit. Like if we could reset, yeah, we could probably reset. I would probably take my hoodie off too because I'm sweating.
Hey yo, man, we really about to get this introduction popping off with all my mans. So we gonna start off with my man. Introduce yourself. What's your name? Where you from? All that.
Okay, my name is Rancher, or AKA Cher. I'm a 20-year-old producer based out of Brampton, Ontario. And yeah, I made Headtop, guys.
He made Headtop. And he actually has 5 other songs off Boy Lonely. So, yo, get your beats from this guy, bro. He's gonna, you know, he's gonna shake the streets up. Hey, yo, so next up, I got my mans. Just say something.
Hello, my name is Jack, aka Jack, and I directed Headtop alongside with my good friend Russell. We are great friends. I just started my own production company. It's called Smiley Boy. You can look it up on the internet. All right, thank you.
Hello, it's me. It's Jess, aka Ice Cream Visuals. I was on set with all these fun guys here for a Headtop. You know, it was a fun experience. So yeah, I'm a photographer and videographer based out of Brampton. And
Sorry. And what's funny enough is she started out listening to my stuff, and we actually gained a relationship through like just everybody popping up on sets and like photo shoots, and she would actually pop up like at a couple of them, and yeah, she actually ended up being somebody super talented and cool that I love being around. And she's actually helped us all in a way, like really get our visuals and stuff out there, like whether it's photo or video. So that's young Jess. And then last but not least, we got my man. Stop! Go crazy! Oh, go crazy! Not ready for this, man. We got my man. Joe.
It's your boy, Dao Khan, young trap ninja. It's lit.
It's very lit, and he's also, funny enough, if a lot of my fans can, you know, remind themselves, he's actually in a lot of my old videos, like a lot of my old YouTube videos. It's like my day one friend, and we actually, all 3 of us, Dow, me, and Cher, we have our own little group too, a side project called Nightmare. Yeah, and it's a lot of my ragey stuff, actually. And Dow actually has some stuff coming up. You both have stuff coming up. You have a beat tape?
We have like a whole like project in the works, maybe. Like it's probably gonna come out very soon.
2020. Yep. And what do you got coming up? I know you got a couple singles and all that.
My birthday's in like 2 days. December 6th. It's dropping 12 a.m. overnight. Shit sounds so crazy because it's a sound that I've never released before, so it's gonna be something new for y'all, and I hope y'all can appreciate that one too. But
damn,
Nightmare, it's gonna be fire. We're gonna light up all the stages in fucking Toronto with it. It's gonna be lit.
He's super sick live. Like we go through like the breath control and crowd control and all that stuff. So, you know, when you see another Russell show or like anything coming up, you're definitely gonna see him open up, and you're definitely gonna see all of us kind of wild out there, do some video and all that.
So go stream and watch Headtop. It's a great video. It's an amazing song. And Merry Christmas from everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
I'm gonna try to get Lil Cups in rehab, but for now I kicked him out of my apartment, so I don't really know where he is. Yo, Cups, if you're watching this, man, I'm sorry for kicking you out of my apartment, but love you, man.